What is up, guys? I am way too old for this, and I got an interesting one for you today. I think today we're gonna compare which GameStop sale is better because they run them so frequently now, which I'm pretty sure is a sign that they're trying to get rid of inventory. Because I'm pretty sure a year or two ago they might have run these maybe 4 times a year, and now I feel like they run them once a month. So I want to compare which one is really worth your time, which one really maximizes the quality of games for the price that you're gonna pay. I want to see if the buy two get one free on pre-owned or the 4 for 40, which is honestly my favorite one. The 4 for 40 is actually the best deal that you can get at GameStop. And with all the circulation on GameStop now that they're closing, we all know that they are closing a lot of stores, but that might just be a cost-saving measure. I'm not actually sure if they're going out of business, which would be not great. I know everyone has their gripes with GameStop, but for it to go away for such a large source of retro video games for good deals goes away is not an overall good thing for the hobby. There might be some small group of people that win out of that, but for the collectors, I think it'll be a net negative. So I'm shopping there as much as I can right now. I'm assuming it'll probably be good for like the really big YouTubers or game stores in the space, the Phoenix resales, the Chase After the Right Price. I think it'll be good for those guys, but how much do those guys really play the video games anyway? Especially the way they're all moving into Pokemon right now, which, I get it, they're trying to make money, it's about making as much revenue as you can for your business. I used to watch them to find out about games that I had never heard of, especially the valuable ones. Because do you really think that they're current to what the video game industry is doing right now? Do you think Phoenix Resale or Chase really play video games? I don't think they probably played any of the new big video games. I doubt they played Wukong or, Silent Hill 2 remake, or honestly any remake at this point. Do you honestly think they're playing Fortnite or Call of Duty or 2K or something? I would be remiss if they were. So not to throw any shade, but I don't think that they're actual gamers. I think they probably play a lot of games as a kid, like we all did. But I don't think it kept up with them. I think that they just know how to make money from selling them. Just totally fine. I find a lot of entertainment in watching them. Which reminds me, I am going to be putting out all the games that I played this year and my top 10. So if you don't want to miss that, never a bad time to subscribe. But I was glad to get these deals because honestly, the market is acting kind of funny. I feel like we're in a downturn. You can get a lot of the more expensive, rare, sought-after games for cheap. But on the other hand, prices of consoles just keep going up on current gen. They're talking about the Steam Machine being $700, $1,000, which is crazy for a console. I just don't know if that's a great move for Steam. I think they're going to sell a lot of units, but I think they're kind of holding themselves back with having the price so high, especially with the Xbox that's going to come out in the next 2 years, which is probably going to be more powerful, probably going to have better specs. I think might be cheaper than the Steam Machine. So I think if they don't release their version soon, or even tell us how much it's going to be, because they're slated for the first half of this year to release it, but we haven't heard much about it in a while. But that's a conversation for another day. It's just crazy to me how some of these consoles are getting more expensive, while the prices of these games are going down. So you guys know where my attention is. The GameStop sales are still the best way for me to buy games. So I was really interested in trying to compare and contrast which sale is better. Or if it's the exact same thing, if you're going to spend, around $40 anyway. And obviously the 4 for 40, it's half off. But the issue with that sale is that you're kind of restricted to games that are less than $20. With the buy two get one, you have access to the entire inventory, and you can mix and match as you please. Because honestly, some of the best deals that I had were on $30, $40, $50 games that were usually double online. You don't have access to those games with the 4 for 40, so it's pick and choose. They both have their pros and cons. And since GameStop, as the time of recording, just started the Pro Week, so I'm pretty sure that we're getting the buy two get one right now is in effect. And the 4 for 40 that just passed, I have some games I haven't shown you guys, so I want to compare and contrast to see which sale was actually better. Let's get into it. Almost every YouTuber has a video right now of how GameStop is going under. So, I don't know. Where there's smoke, there's fire. They might all be onto something. I guess first we'll start for the 4 for 40. First game we have here is Midnight Club, the complete edition, which is always the one I want to grab, especially if it's one of the platinum hits. This has much more content on it, which is what you want in a racing game. But it's just crazy to me how these games are one player. It's so crazy to me how you can have a racing game that's one player. I would think someone sits next to you, they want to play too, but I guess it is what it is. It's complete. It's back. Mailer and everything. Let's see what this one looks like. The 360 games. A lot of them were definitely played. Not terrible. Not terrible. This is definitely not the right manual for this. What? Yeah, I got Midnight Club. They put Street. That's weird. It's the right cover art. I guess not complete. And I don't think I played Los Angeles too much. I think I played Midnight Club 2 the most. But this was such an iconic series. I want to have all these games at some point. And this is one that I did not have. I'm glad to get the complete edition. This game really revolutionized racing games for me. Getting to put together my own car. It wasn't like Gran Turismo that I just kind of pick up a pretty one. This one was my car. It felt like my car. So the Midnight Club was a great series. I'm glad to have it. The next one that I grabbed subsequently is another driving game. Here we have Driver 2 San Francisco. And this game, I remember, was one of the more expensive PS3 games when it had its pop. Yeah, complete. Let's check out the disc. This looks flawless.
Flawless victory.
I was surprised to see this one because this one I know was one of the more expensive ones, specifically the San Francisco. I want to say it was like top 5 most expensive driving games on the PS3 at one point. And this one is a little chewed out, but I think this is all cosmetic. This is all on the outside, and it's just a little dingy there, stuff that I could clean up. Yeah, it's funny, this is a Ubisoft game. But see, thank goodness, a 2-player racing game. How crazy is that? What kind of world are we living in that they do not make 2-player racing games? This is one I feel like is automatically better than this one. Glad to have it. Next we have ugly copy of Splatoon 2. But I checked the cart. The cart was in really good condition. Oh, these things shoot out. Like they was happy to see me. Gonna make a hole. Yeah, it was really clean. Nice and gilded gold. And honestly, just grabbed this because I was running out of time with the meter. This because I don't have this Splatoon, which the cover art, I mean, they made a ton of these. I'm not like super worried about it. I'm sure I'll be able to grab it at some point. But a first party Nintendo Switch game for $10, I couldn't say no. And I think that the part 3 is a little bit better than this one, but part 2 was good. Everyone should have one of these Splatoon games. It's like Call of Duty for kids. It's a really good franchise. Glad to have that one. And the last game that I grabbed on this 4 for 40 from this GameStop is Tales of Vesperia, the Definitive Edition. Just always my favorite to get. But yeah, another well-known franchise, really good developer. For $10, I could not say no to these Switch games for $10. This one is in really good, clean condition. I think that there are a few of these Tales of Vesperia games, but I guess this is the definitive one. I'm gonna eventually have to see which Tales of Vesperia is the best for me to jump into, because I do want to get into the series at some point. But I know with these games you gotta have the time, the mental capacity to jump into one of these. So unfortunately, it might sit on my backlog for a little bit, but I'll get to it at some point. Glad to have this one for $10. And yeah, these were the 4 that I grabbed from that GameStop for the 4 for 40, which I paid. Yeah, I paid exactly $9.50 per game, which for these games, especially this one that I know used to be expensive, Midnight Club, everyone loves that, and I feel like it was a good deal. I feel like the 4 for 40 raises the bar pretty high. Let's see if the buy 2 get 1 can be more valuable. At this GameStop, I found this game. Deathmark. Uh, to be totally frank, I don't know a ton about this game, but I have heard it being discussed more than a few times that I recognized it. And sometimes it is hard to find games that I don't have in some of these sales, and this is definitely one I did not have. I'm not sure if this is like a walking simulator game. I'm not exactly sure, but I've heard good things about this. It looks terrifying. It's right up my alley. This one does look really interesting. Sort of detective-y, like murder mystery kind of game. Yeah, not a game that I know a ton about, but definitely find intriguing. This is the first one that I grabbed for the buy two get one. Next, we have a fighting game I really wanted to try for a while. Here we have J-Star's Victory, because I'm actually a pretty big fan of Jump Force, which I know people ragged on it because of the story, and even like to start up, you have to go through like a 15-minute cutscene and a small fight to even get to like be able to play a two-player. But that's neither here nor there. I really enjoyed that fighting game. I thought it was really cool. I loved the clash of animes and mangas that they had. So when I saw this one also piqued my interest. This one has a very good cast of characters in this one. Everyone knows how popular One Piece is, and any game that you could fight Dragon Ball Z and One Piece, I'm going to be into. And I know that this one is a bit more niche, but I've heard the guys that play this, they do like this game. It does have something to offer to the genre. It does have some good characters on it. Got Goku up there. Yeah, this one seems like a real anime fighting game because some of these guys I've never even seen, to be honest with you. It has some of the heavy hitters. And I always pop in the fighting games when I get them really fast. These are easy. You can pop it in real fast, two-player. So this is a game I'm going to be trying very, very soon, and I am glad to have. Let's check out this. Yeah, beautiful. This case is a little eaten up, though. I don't think it's even gonna. Oh, might stay there for a little bit. This is the second game that I picked up for the buy two get one, and the third game I grabbed is Wild Guns Reloaded. Now, this is a game that is super popular and has a pretty strong fan base for the Super Nintendo version of this game. It does come from, I always tell you guys, I always like to grab games from good studios, and this is one of them. I'm not sure if this game is particularly expensive. I just recognize the name from watching so many videos of people talking about the Super Nintendo version. And this one does have classic and new stages, so I'm gonna check exactly. I wonder if this is like some of the old game and they added new content to it, or if this is a whole new game, or if it's just like the old game with updated graphics. But this is a game I've heard a lot about, one that I'm glad to add to the collection. But what do you guys think? I'm actually gonna go to another GameStop to try this again. But what's your honest opinion? Was the 4 for 40 better, or the buy two get one better? Honestly, it's pretty close. Pretty close on this. I think. I want to say this time the buy two get one might have pulled it out this time, because honestly, these are games that I'm gonna play in the near future. Love a fighting game. This one has caught my attention, and I want to try this one just because I never played it on the Super Nintendo. And on this side, these are just games that honestly, sadly, might go into my backlog, except Driver. Driver I'm definitely going to try soon. But these one-player driving games, they kill me. To be playing it and someone else wants to hop in real fast. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's no room in this car for you. It just doesn't make sense to me. And Tales of Vesperia is definitely going on the backlog for now. I don't know, it was a close one. I think we might have to try this again, because I ended up paying almost the same exact amount for both stacks. Yeah, a penny, 2 pennies off. I paid $38, $37.99. Few pennies off. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. Which one was the better deal? This one was hard to figure out, so I'm actually gonna go try it again. So if you guys want to catch that video, never a bad time to subscribe. First time here, welcome. If you don't know anything about me, the only thing you have to know is I like games for cheap. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. I try to play as many games as I can for as little as I can. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am way too old for this. Peace.